dance for a ribbon. So our teacher says it's time to go on a field trip, and so all the kids line up, and off they go, moving on a line, and they're walking out and down the path or something. Anyway, all of a sudden I noticed a red line. What is that? I went over and I picked it up, and she starts to play with it. So anyway, she takes that little squiggle line and she turns it into a dragon, and she's painting this big dragon, and it's so exciting. And then she takes her squiggle line and she paints the Great Wall of China. Then she takes her squiggle line and it becomes her tightrope for an acrobat. And then she makes it into fireworks and shooting. You can also see this. I like to do visuals in both places so they can see. I don't know. They always, they catch on later. And finally, then thunderclouds. Thunderclouds. She turns that squiggle line into a thundercloud and a little tiny pool. And it ripples. And the moon. Well, this was exciting. Pretty soon, all the other kids were ahead, and she went, wait, catch up, you know, wait for me. And all the kids turned around, and she started to show them all the fun things she had done. She showed them her dragon, she showed them the wall, she showed them the acrobat line, the fireworks, thank you, the thundercloud, the pool, and the moon. And all the kids clapped and cheered and thought it was so great. So anyway, and then off they went, holding onto the line with their squiggle line. Okay, anyway, there's the basic story. Now we're going to dance. So usually I have one little red ribbon just to match that red ribbon, and it's kind of lying out on the floor, and I go, oh, I wish we had a squiggle line, and then we look around for a minute, and then the kids find it and go get it, and then of course I go, oh, if we could only have one for everybody. And sure enough, of course, I have one for everybody. So, and we'll just do the pass. We'll just kind of take and pass, and we'll kind of take and pass. Did you make these or buy these? What's that? Did you make these? These were I bought online. Yeah. So I can't remember what source it was. It's been several years since I bought it, but yeah, I did buy them online. Okay, so everybody got their squiggle line, and
you're dancing.
You can make them. So yep, go for it. They're fun, but they tangle like crazy. So every time I hand them out to kindergartners, I have to undo them out. All right, come on out on the floor. Our floor is really slippery today, so be careful. And maybe this could be its tail too. Or you could draw those sharp, jagged teeth. Okay? Alright, so you can go on and explore the dragon. And then, that squiggle line can also make the Great Wall of China. All of these songs you'll be getting on a CD as well. So, here we go. And lie down your squiggle line. And you're going to have to push a little here and pull a little here. And turn your squiggle line into the Great Wall of China. And I don't know why our floor is really slippery just today. It's really not like this. Anyway, can you leap over your Great Wall of China? Can you gallop over it? Can you jump over it? Now look around the room and you can find squiggle lines all over the room. Go ahead and leap over all of the Great Walls of China. And jump over them. And gallop. That's okay. And hold it. If you don't want to go down, you don't have to. You guys get the idea. But that's not all my squiggle line can do. My squiggle line can be a tightrope in the acrobat. For an acrobat. So, take your squiggle line and straighten it out. We're going to walk across the tightrope. Don't fall. Once you walk across, now try hopping on one foot. Don't fall off. And can you jump sideways down? So just keep exploring all these options. Can you leap the length of your tightrope? Now, walking again. Can you hold a balancing shape on your tightrope? Good. Carefully sit down on your tightrope. And can you do a balancing shape sitting down? Yeah. And beautiful, beautiful. And back up. Can you walk backwards? Alright, you get that idea. Come on into the black circle. Let's make one firework all together. You squiggle and explode. And squiggle. 2, 3, 4, explode. And squiggle. 2, 3, 4, explode. You guys are so much more on in sync than they are. 1, 2, 4, explode. Okay. And then they can go off and do their own fireworks again. Okay? My squiggle line can make a thundercloud. Hold on to both ends. Now this thundercloud might encircle you. And it might go overhead. It might run with you, covering your head. Keep both hands together. Circling. Figure eights, yes. Let them start exploring and come up with their own ideas. I've seen horses. I've seen an elevator from a kindergartner. I've seen snakes, of course. I'm trying to remember what else I've seen from them, but they're creative. So let them explore some ideas, and then you're done with your field trip. All right, come on. Totally secure. Yes. What grade are you? 7th, okay. But this can go for, I'm going to do it with kindergarten. Sorry. But I have done my first. So, anyway, can I see this book? Actual size? Some of you have. I don't know how you've used it or if you've used it, but here's another way to use it. So, actual size. this book really is the actual size of these items, these animals. So here's the Atlas moth. It is really 1 foot. It really is. It's unbelievable. And this little tiny dwarf goby is it's just so tiny. It's about 1/3 of an inch. So it's really small. This is a giant squid. Obviously, the author could not fit the giant squid in this book. It's too big. But he could almost fit his eye. His eye is 1 foot wide. Okay. Okay, now we keep on going through. This book is so great. I love it. So you've got the saltwater crocodile, which is huge. All right, and kind of getting them. And now, if everybody just tries to make an inch, put your fingers like this. All right. So that's about an inch. And what you're going to do, and sometimes I'll take a ruler and I'll say, yeah, did you really get your inch? That's an inch. And sometimes we'll test it, and you guys are good, and sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. Okay, but then with their fingers like this, I have them kind of run around the room and find things that are about an inch. Oh, there's an inch, and their fingers are like this, they're trying to find, oh, this line, no, it's probably 2 inches. But they kind of start to run around the room and find things that are an inch. Then we go into a foot. So, and you can ask them how many inches are a foot, la la la. Okay, so we have 12 inches that equals 1 foot. So now take your hands and try to get in a foot. Let's see, I'll test a couple of kids. You guys are so good. Oh my gosh, right on. I'm sorry. Oh, you got a bigger, okay. Bigger. Okay, now they kind of get a feel kinesthetically maybe what a foot might be. Then they run around the room. Okay, what's a foot? They're trying to find all these things that are a foot. Okay? And then, if we add 12 more inches onto that foot, we're going to end up with 2 feet. Here's my 24. And if we add on 12 more, then we get 3 feet, which equals a yard. And this is not a yardstick, but we'll try to stick to a yard. I know I've got these weird things. But then it's kind of fun because all the first graders stand up. And as I move this throughout, we can find that they're all standing there. And you can see most of them are just slightly taller. They're not much taller. You can see, and every once in a while, oh, this one's a little shorter. But most birds are a little bit taller than that. And then, so then we kind of distinguish the inch and the foot and then the yard. And you can, I feel hurried, but you guys know how to go into more depth than that, okay? So then when we get into these animals, what we're going to do is we're going to go on almost like a safari. It's so fun. And I actually, and if you guys ever want the visuals that I have, well, I don't have them. But I do have these I made, and if you want them, I can give them to Tamara and she can send them to you, whatever. We can send them via email. I didn't print out the visuals, but I printed out the lesson plans. But I like these because they're the actual animal, and all of these are kind of, hand-drawn, which they're beautiful and they're fabulous, but sometimes it's fun to compare this compared to the real thing, okay? So that's why I kind of put together the visuals. So you can take the time to go through the whole book, or you can go from one animal and then talk about that animal and how big it is. The Atlas moth is about 12 inches, and we're going to make our hands about 12 inches, and you can take them flying like the Atlas moth. Okay, so off they go, they're flying about that big. But as they go flying, they're going to start to go on this kind of safari and try to find these animals. And out on the floor, I've got tape placed around the gym. And now you guys have a job to do. You need to find a piece of tape that you think is 12 inches or the size of the Atlas moth. So stand up and start looking around. We've got a piece of, sorry, you're going to be up and down the whole day. Sorry, I don't know, what can I say? So looking around, trying to find, remember that foot, or this Atlas moth. And when you think you found it, stop. and just stay there. Look around. Okay. Okay.
Hi.
All right. Anyway, you are correct and you are correct. So congratulations, you guys are very smart. And then the red one is correct as well.
Oh.
That one's actually a tarantula. So anyway, but it doesn't matter. They're all three the same size. So now I would put on music, and we're just going to do our Atlas moth dance. And the kids are flying around. They're trying to keep their hands. It's kind of weird because sometimes you want to go big. And you kind of have to think all the time, kinesthetically, am I really at one foot? As they fly high and low, and you've got to guide them so that they really don't just get boring, okay. Talk them through, making sure that they dance. Okay, so just for fun, let's see if you can find the Siberian tiger. The ostrich is the largest bird. It's huge. Can you believe it? It's so big. So there's a 9-foot ostrich. How about the great white shark at 21 feet? 21 feet, the great white shark.
You have some good feet, count it. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Now once we get to the great white shark, she's good, she's good. She's got it down.
I told her to count this one, 20.
21, you're right on. She's got good feet. So this is 21 feet. That's how big the great white shark is. Kind of fun to just see the tape line. Do you know what I mean? And then from there, the whole class can get in here. We can have fins sticking out the side. We can have teeth like crazy. And we probably need about 3 people to make the teeth because they have so many teeth and they're so sharp. So we'll get a whole bunch of kids out front to do the teeth. And then we need some kids with this big fin on its back. And you can just picture our whole great white shark, okay? So, just for fun, I have to tell you this because this is kind of amazing. The Alaskan brown bear. In fact, I had to get out of a table. I got out of a table and I climbed to get my 9 feet up on the wall. So kind of fun. But I can't reach the 13-foot Alaskan brown bear. So just for fun, so that you know, if you will go to the top cinder block inside here, and then go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's how big the Alaskan brown bear is. He's huge. And not only the Alaskan brown bear, but also the elephant. Where's my elephant? After everybody's kind of doing tentacles. Well, we got some tentacles going and stuff, and all this big kind of creature. We have to decide where to put the tentacles and stuff. But then also the giant squid has 1-foot eyeballs. So then of course you have to have some 2 kids in the middle on, their eyeballs. So we kind of create that. Okay, when you're done with your, just for fun, that's a gorilla. It's 5.5 feet. Yeah, that's it. I know. Kind of interesting, huh? This little tiny red line is the pygmy lemur, pygmy mouse lemur, that little tiny thing. They're so cute. There is a little tiny yellow one. This is the dwarf goby fish. That little fish is 1/3 of an inch. Okay, so anyway, and I'm kind of not having to dance this much, but you can picture the kids in those shapes and creating all of that. Once they go through that process, you can then put together a dance about measurements. And so you can have everybody start out like the Atlas moth, they're flying. And then everybody can make we've got the tarantula, and maybe they've got this creepy shape or something. And then they can make, I kind of skipped over at the beginning, I usually have to make a 2-foot shape and a 1-foot shape and a 3-foot shape, and they have to be right up to where my yardstick is. And so you can throw in there some height shapes, or you can get like 5 or 6 kids to make the giant anteaters, that green line. This is fascinating. This right here is a walking stick, 22 inches. The walking stick, huge.
Where?
Huge. I know. So, but anyway, then they can free dance, and they all end in their shark shape, and then they can get together with a partner, and all of them are going blank. It's the anteater, but I try to remember how big it is. Anyway, whatever it is, then they can get together with their foursome and they can move in that way, but they kind of have to make sure that they're about that length. Do you know what I'm saying? You can create a whole dance about those measurements.
So when you do like the squid, you have everybody in the class
Yes,
do the squid.
and then they all pre-dance and the whole class has to make the squid because there's no way we can make that thing by ourselves. Yeah. So sometimes it's a group shape, sometimes it's just individual, sometimes it's small groups. Okay? Yes? Any questions about that? Okay, did you feel like you went as far? Yeah, I hope. Okay. All right, so. Same with the next lesson plan. This is partly why I chose them. This one is about geometric shapes. How many grade levels talk about geometric shapes? Oh my gosh. Okay. So you've got what we're going to do. Oh, I'm missing a chair. Oh, maybe someone borrowed it. Is there the chair? Oh yeah, that's okay. That's okay. So what we're going to do, we are designing. If I could have you guys help me. Now, if whoever gets a chair, I'll just tell you where to put it, and we'll include that chair as well. And then we're going to kind of slide those over a little bit. So, number 3 goes, number 1's going to go up here. Number 1. Number 3 is going to go right here. Right here, 3. Okay. Number 4 is going to go right over here. Keep on coming with me. Number 5 is going to go right here. Number 6 is going to go right about here. Let's go about here. 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, thank you. You did that very fast. What we're doing is we're going miniature golfing. So, and I tell kids, you know, who's miniature golfing, and you've got all these, okay, what kind of holes have you seen? And they talk about the castles and the caves and the waterfalls and the dragons and the whatever they've seen while they miniature golf. Well, today you get to design a miniature golf course. So, you get like, I'll just assign you, so you two go to hole number 1, and you two go to hole number 2, you two go to hole number 3, you two go to hole number 4, you guys go to, you're okay, you're okay. Number 5, if I could get, maybe if I could get you to go to hole number 5, are you okay? Kind of pull people around. And you'll come to number 6 and number 6, right here. And you stay here 7, and you come to your cat, sorry, and let's put you here on 8. And number 9, do you want to come up and be number 9? I wish I could do everything. Let's see your things, okay. I know we've talked, okay, anyway, sorry. Okay, so what we're doing is we're designing a 9-course hole. At every hole, you'll notice a geometric shape. So you can design, if you have trapezoid on hole number 1, boy, you think of what is in a trapezoid shape. You know, is it the base of a line thing? The trapezoid, you have to remind them it's not always like this. And it can kind of be, do you know what I'm saying? It can be off, it's not always perfectly symmetrical. So you can go through all those geometric shapes. But when you guys get here, you're going to design a shape physically. You're going to come out here, and the 2 of you are going to make a trapezoid shape with your bodies. And you guys are going to make a pyramid shape. But then realize that if you want that pyramid to be a big castle, then let it be a big castle. If you want your circle to be a big pool of water or something, I don't know. You know, you can make it as fancy as you want. So you guys make a square, you guys make a cylinder, triangle, cone, sphere, and cube. So go ahead and make your shapes. Go. And now come away from the chair just a little bit. Let's have you come inside of the chair. Come inside or whatever, trying to block the ball. So you love to do that. That's so fun, you know. To do something that adds in, like maybe in front of the pyramid, you've got something going like that. Or you've got these feet that are, you know, they kind of add these little blockers as well. And that's okay. But now, who can I pick on? I need a body. I guess it's me. Okay, here we go. Do you want to? Okay. Now you didn't know this, but you were up on the stage and you were at hole number 10, but you're really not at a hole. You are the ball. The ball. So I'm the golfer, and I come up here and I'm going to go, and I'm not a very good golfer, but you're going to, all of a sudden the ball starts rolling and the kids are going, whoa. And when they get to this sign, they know, because not only are they learning geometric shapes, but they're learning prepositions as well. So they know, oh, they have to read this. I've got to go under the trapezoid. So you guys are in your trapezoid shape, and the ball goes under the trapezoid shape. And I have to go behind the pyramid. So I can't go through that one, can I? You have to go behind it. And I have to go through the circles. That could mean a lot of things, couldn't it? I could go through the circle. Thank you. And when it gets to on, don't let the kids climb on them. But something's got to go on. Maybe my hand, maybe my foot. For just a minute, I'm going to go on the cube, but they don't have to climb on them. All right. Then I go around the cylinder. The ball's going. Got to get all the way around. And then the ball keeps going down the triangle. Woo! And, okay, so, get it? And then, but you can, this one you can do with 6th grade. You can. So here again, this is going to go for a lot of grade.
She's the new ball.
Yes, yes, exactly. Now, whatever station you're at, you need to rotate one number higher, but number 9 goes to 10, you're the ball. Ready, go. You're now number 1.
Okay. She is.
You are. That'll work. Okay, so design your new shape, and we'll play it, and then we're going. Okay. Okay, design your shape. And if you want, add blockers. But usually I end up with maybe 3 kids at a station. It depends on how big the class is. You can have 2, it depends on how many are in the group. We can have up to 3 balls, yeah. But that's okay. You just all go together, and you just go together. You not one after the other, one after the other. Do you know what I mean? Put them on your own. Okay, the ball is ready. Are you guys ready? Here it goes. Except you guys forgot. You didn't let me tee off. Shame on you. Just kidding. Okay, under the trapezoid, behind the pyramid. And the kids are like rolling on the ground. They're doing, you guys can picture. Okay. And through the circle, on the square. Good job. On the square. Perfect. Around the cylinder. Ooh, you're just tricky. Yeah. Down the triangle. And if you just go all the way down. That's she's clever. Look at her. Yeah, that was good.
My grandkids. Oh, yeah.
That's good. And beside the cone, you don't get to go through it. Sorry. Over. Oh my gosh, that's such a big sphere. Can she make it over?
Oh, sure.
All right. And inside the cube. Inside. And then the ball is trapped by the end. Okay. Now, as you continue to rotate to the higher number, the kids, every time they get so excited, oh, what are we going to do this time? And we're going to make a pyramid, and they get more creative. Every time they kind of go, oh my gosh, how did you think of that idea? You're so smart. So the kids are awesome that way.
How much time do you give in between, like once they get the ball there?
The first time I give them probably 1 to 2 minutes, the first time. Then they get faster, they get quicker, and then pretty soon I'm stopping the music and I'm looking around and they're like, oh, okay, we're ready. You know, I mean, they get fast. So it's probably 30 seconds. They're pretty fast when they get going. Okay? Miniature golf. Any, I don't know, 2nd grade up, maybe. You could really do it for a lot of grades. Okay, if you get the feel for that, if you don't mind, we'll put these chairs away and we'll move on to the next thing. So,
Okay.
What's that? I have visuals. Are you interested in the visuals? Okay. Tamara, I will email you my visuals. Third grade. okay? This is for you. But it's also very, very, very much a 6th grade thing. I will do it with 6th grade too. So 6th grade teachers, where are you? This is 3rd grade, 6th grade. Okay. All right, we're going to go to the moon.
And they'll
Ready?
love it.
Okay.
They will
So,
absolutely love it.
if you can come,
You know, parents can see the
I'm just judging my time.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Come on down to the moon. Come on down to the moon. Come on. 40 minutes. It gives me 45 maybe. I'm short of it. We'll make it good. So. But this moon lesson, I can do it in 40 minutes. Yeah. And this miniature golf, I can do it in 40 minutes. So, yeah. Okay, so we have got, this is, when you get into the moon phases, it's more a 6th grade thing than it is a 3rd grade thing, but sometimes I do it depending on my mood. Okay, anyway, but this is what? The Earth. Okay, there's the Earth. Yeah, I know, and that tricks everybody all the time. It's like, what? Okay, so there's your Earth, and now over here we have full moon. Gibbous, good job. We have quarter, it's called a quarter moon, 1st quarter. Then we have crescent moon, new moon, crescent moon, quarter moon, 3rd quarter, 1st quarter, 3rd quarter, and gibbous. Okay. And with 3rd grade, I don't get into waxing and waning, but you can do waxing and waning with 6th grade. Okay. So now, when I say full moon, you guys need to make a full moon shape. So you should go ready and 1, 2, 3. Good. Now you're going to cut off a section of it, and with half of you can go a little bit smaller, kind of. Ready and 1, 2, 3. And there's your gibbous shape. And then now on one side of you is going to be very flat while the other one's round. And a half moon. Ready? Quarter moon. Sorry. It throws you because it looks like half. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. And there's your quarter moon. And now you're going to look like a banana. Ready? And curve it. And 1, 2, 3. Hold it. And then we'll keep on going. This one you just have to collapse and dive. If you don't want to, you don't have to. But ready? Everybody's like hiding and they've got to just disappear. So there's a disappear. And then we go back to crescent. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hold it. And we've got a quarter moon. 1, 2, 3. We're getting bigger with gibbous. 1, 2, 3. And we've got a full moon as big as you can go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. Now I'm going to be the Earth. I'm going to just kind of pretend like I'm representing the Earth. Oh, by the way, that's a beetle. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to do the Earth, and everybody will come over in between my arms in this space somewhere right here. Okay. The moon rotates around the Earth. We know that. We also know that your nose, your face, is going to look at me the whole way around. I'm never going to see the back side of you. I'm never going to see how cute your hair is in the back. Never. So, it's not cute. So, what you're going to do, you're going to start with a full moon shape right here. So, you're in your full moon. And then I'm going to start to count. And you're going to go one to gibbous moon. You're kind of moving. I know it's weird. And then you're doing half moon, quarter moon, sorry. And then you're doing crescent moon. And then you're doing new moon. You disappear. And you continue to make your way around me. But I'm going to give you 28 counts to get around. But I probably would have quizzed them more than that. How many days does it take to get there on the moon? Blah, blah, blah. Some of them know, some of them don't. It's actually, I haven't taught this for a while, and I do know it when I teach it. Is it 27 and a half? Or is it 20? 29? Okay, 29 counts. That's what it is, 29. But it's 20, I think it's like 28 and a half, but then they round it off to 29. So, okay, I will count to 29. You have 29 counts to get all the way around. Now here's a little bit of math. What count are you going to be on at new moon? About 14 and a half-ish. You ready? Okay, here we go. And full moon, go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, you're doing your math. Thank you. 8, 9, 10. I should see bananas. 11, 12. Goodbye. 13, 14. Sorry, you're on the spirit. here. 15, 16, keep on going. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Now I want to see that corner. 22, 23, 24, 25, give us 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, go. Okay, so, and the coolest thing though is the whole way around, I never got to see the back side of you, and that's exactly how the moon is. If I'm standing on the earth and I'm watching the moon, I never get to see the back side of the moon, ever. And I didn't get to see your back side either, so anyway. If it were for me, I'd go still over to my backside. We don't want to go there. Okay. But anyway, so now, so that we kind of get into the moon phases, okay? Now that we know that, I think we should take a trip to the moon, don't you think? Go explore the moon. So come on down here, because the rocket ship is down this way. And you're going to get inside your rocket ship. And now, this is going to be you and your rocket ship. Okay. And would you mind closing that door for me? Thank you very much. And would somebody mind closing that door right there? Thank you so much. And you have to get a full effect. You're really going to the moon. way down this way, down south. And get on the yellow circle and connect and make jagged edges, shapes. So everybody's on the yellow circle and make jagged shapes. What we have found now on the moon is the South Pole Aiken. So, up you go. On the outside of the South Pole Aiken is a big crater. In fact, dive in and go flat. Inside this crater is Maria. What's Maria? Smooth, hardened lava. Yes. Now, this crater happens to be not only the largest crater on the moon, but the largest crater in the entire solar system. It's huge. I looked up how many miles it was. I can't remember right now. I'll tell you later. It's huge. Oh gosh. And we're going to walk. And keep on walking. Satin treacle. I love it because it's not too bad if you buy your regular stuff. You can buy, and it comes really wide. You guys, those of you that are seamstress and all that stuff, I'm not. But the fabric, when it's folded, it's that big. It is. You buy it at a cotton shop. Joanne's does not sell it because it's not fire retardant.
Fabric Center has a bunch of it too. Where's that? Fabric Center is like around one.
To this wall. I know, we're shifting all over the place. Hey, at least our group grew. Remember how small it was at the beginning? So I'm glad it's growing. If you do pass a black light on the way, just turn it off. But if not, it's okay. So, okay. Heredity is what?
Why you have blue eyes?
Yeah, why you have blue eyes. Yeah. The passing of traits from what? Parent to child or offspring. Exactly. Heredity. So what's an organism? Any living thing that can carry out its own life on its own. It can do it on its own. Any living thing that carries out its life activities on its own. What's a trait? That determines how an organism looks, acts, or functions. So, if we're just talking about human beings, we're going to talk about a general trait for just a minute that applies to 99%, don't get into my math, but you're applying it to the normal, whatever, I don't want to say that word, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, human being. So, human beings have 2 legs and human beings walk. Are there exceptions? Yes. But, you know what I'm saying. So what we're going to do is we're going to just start walking, doing this general trait of human beings. So here we go. Stand up and start to walk. And spread out and walk around. Oops. And a walk. Human beings, general trait that we have is that we have 2 legs and we walk. Okay, animals. Not all animals move on all 4s, but a lot of them do. Animals have so many variations. So, we're going to go on all 4s. And you don't have to. The kids like it. Yeah, good job. Okay, and then another organism is a bird. All birds, what? Fly. Go ahead. They grow. Ready? Go from a seed and start to grow. You can add in cool twists and cool movements, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be boring, but lots of design when you grow and in a fabulous shape. Now, another organism is bacteria, microorganisms, but go ahead and go as small as you can. Small as you can. Now, they are so small and they move in small ways. So you're just gonna take like one simple movement and move it in a small way. It's that easy. Maybe your head turns side to side, maybe one finger, maybe one toe. All right, there's a general trait. Okay, but organisms have parents and they have offspring. So I'm going to have one. Are you in here or not? I don't know. Do you want to? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These 8 are very lucky. They're not like most normal parents because parents don't get to pick their children. And today you get to pick your child. Go stand by your child. Go. By your offspring. I wish we could pick our kids. All right. Okay, so the offspring is, raise your hand. What is the offspring? Thank you. And the parent is, and good. And you can either be with me, or if you do have this, you know what's really special? Twins, yes. And you know what? If someone's a parent of twins, they're like, so cool. No, so you're cool. You're really cool. You got the twins. Okay. All right, now the parent will pass on traits to their offspring. So now, when we're talking about human parents, we're not going to just do this. It's so boring. But the parent might go like this. And whatever trait that they have to pass it on to their offspring. And their little children are following them like a mother duck with their little ducklings, and they are copying all the moves of their parents so that they're picking up on those characteristics, okay? So here we go. Parents of human beings, go. And you gotta be really creative. But you do stay on 2 feet. You must stay on 2 feet. But there are a lot of things you can do on 2 feet. This floor is never this slippery. I'm not kidding. I'm sliding all over today. I don't know what they did to this floor. All right. Now, if I were a child, I would want traits. Yes. Yes. Look at that. This is very good. Yes. And staying on all fours. Okay, we won't do that forever. We're going to hurt your knees. So, and ready, birds. What about birds? Do they always fly at the same altitude? Some fly really high. Some swoop down lower. So I'm going to see what your parent, if you're a certain species, then maybe your species flies higher than the other one or whatever. So now switch back. The first person that was a parent is a parent again. And we'll do birds. Also, some have short wings. Some have long wings. Some coast more. Some really flap their wings fast. We'll see what you have. What is your species passes on particular traits. Yeah, look at this compared to that. That's good. Look at these beautiful birds. And then yeah, that's good. Ooh, that one swoops. I like that. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Nice job. And now, the second person that was the parent will be the parent that you're going to get down and grow. You want to grow exactly like your parent. Okay? So show me the inherited traits that you got from your parent. And when you're done, either you'll be in a bush shape or a rose shape or whatever plant you choose. There's a million different kinds. So growing, yes, I can tell. You guys must be related. They're related. They're related, yes, because they got these inherited traits. Okay, good. All right. And now, yes. And then you do the same thing for bacteria. And you can keep switching to the parents. Got it? Yes? Now, as we continue on, you'll notice I'm going to kind of skip on down to environments. Certain species will live in particular environments. So you know all this. You should be up here teaching. So anyway, so in the environment, you've got, up in the cold environments, you'll have a snowshoe rabbit. A snowshoe rabbit has its fur that turns white so that it can be disguised in the snow. And it also has the short ears. I haven't taught this wrong. But then you've got the jackrabbit, with those big long ears and I think longer feet, and it goes, So depending on where it lives, it has particular traits about it that kind of makes it a certain species, and it's all because of its environment. Yes?
How do you distinguish between like the behavior that is something learned versus something that's actually passed down?
Yeah. That's another thing, because that's a big deal. That is a big deal. Some things are just genetically passed down. Other things we learn by watching, and we just pick up on those traits. You can bring that up. I have not in this lesson plan, but bring it up and make sure that they know that two things are going on. Sometimes it's genetic, and sometimes it is a learned behavior. So kind of make them recognize it, that there are two ways to get those traits, okay? But yeah.
You know, like that.
Yeah.
You could like point to one of the birds flying, point to one bird, and that bird sees something another bird does and takes on that one.
You could do that.
It's something that they learn early on.
And you smash that bird till it comes back.
Yes. There you go. No, that's a great idea. Yeah. That's awesome. Okay. So then at this point of the lesson, I divide them into small groups and I give them a particular environment. So if I told the 5 of you that you live in the desert, and I tell the 4 of you that you live in the ocean, and I tell these 4 right here that you live in like Antarctica, kind of really cold, frozen places, and you guys live in a cave. How about a cave? That'd be exciting. Okay, now, with your group, you need to now, and they love this part. This is where they go crazy, because kids like to create. Adults get boring and don't like to create as much. Do you know what I'm saying? I believe that. I believe that the kids love it and they thrive on it, and we kind of go, oh, I want to be lazy, I don't want to create right now. But kind of. But now you're going to design your very own animal. Oh. And I don't want you to think about the things that already live there. Are you guys the desert? No. Yeah, you're the desert. What's that? You're going to make one animal with all of you, and I'll kind of explain. In fact, we won't take the time to do everything. Let me just have you guys sit down and let us pick on the desert. We'll pick on the desert. Okay, desert. So, what you're thinking of is, what does this animal need? What trait does this animal need to survive this environment? A fan. Yes! You could make an animal that has this really cool woo, or maybe it's fanny. Okay, so you've got a fan. You're the fan.
Oh, fan?
Yeah, you are. And then also in the hot. Oh, maybe, did you know that kangaroo rat, if I'm right, I teach too many things I kind of don't want to mess up, but they can go their whole life without drinking water. Do you think that would be a handy thing? Okay, awesome. So I was right. Okay, good. All right, so kangaroo rat can go his whole life without drinking water. Do you think that could be a cool trait to have for living in a desert? That'd be an awesome trait. So maybe if you're not drinking water, that's a hard one to act out. But I'll show you what 5th graders have done. So you've got the fan going, woo, woo. And you have, I'm just kind of hurrying along. She's got tough skin that can handle. You've got tough skin, because you got to handle that sun on your back all the time. And maybe we want to be nocturnal, because wouldn't that be cool to be nocturnal? Because it's cooler at night, so you'll come out at night. So maybe nocturnal means you're doing. I'm sorry, I'm kind of making them do this. Okay, and you come here. Now, you guys together are like, you're one big eyeball. Okay, and at nighttime, their eyeballs go, ah.
really have to do this, but this is a fifth grade thing. Fifth graders did this. And come behind. Oh, I see, stand behind. Whoosh. And then fifth graders did this. They're moving along, and then all of a sudden they stop, and they see the prey they want to get. And so this is what this kid did. He went, shoo. He grabbed the prey, and rolled back in. Shoo. Okay, we don't know how to do that. It's the tongue. It's the tongue that's sticky, and it grabs its prey. Okay, so off they go. Yeah, you can do that. You can just do that. And here goes the animal. And yes, it's getting fanned, it has tough skin, and you're dealing with the traits, and don't let it start to choose a snake and a lizard and the animals that already exist. And then they have to name their animal. Okay, what's the name of your animal? We had all kinds of names. I don't know about those names. Anyway, yes? And they're so proud of their animals. And then they like that. Okay. Anyway, we'll just do that. Okay? Okay. We are actually, you did it, you're done. We're actually putting this into our informants, and we have also created the environment around that animal. Do you know what I mean? So you can picture the cactus shapes or whatever that they're making.
So you need to edit the rest of the class?
The rest of the class will still be a part of this section, and they're making the animal, they're moving through the desert while everybody else is the frozen cactus. Okay? Does that make sense?
How do you do it with all the noise, I'm sure all the people we're talking about it. Do you try to go around each group and say, okay, what are you doing, what do you have?
To create their own animal, they have to know exactly what traits they got on their animal, and then they'll tell me that as soon as they have their traits and their name of their animal. And then once they get that, then we can start to add in the environments, and then they can perform for the rest of the class. You can do that before you do the environments, however you want to do it. But yeah, are good? Okay, whatever. Should we move on? Okay. Okay, we're moving on. All right, 6th grade teachers, this is for you. Ready? So, if you are by a light, if you will turn on, well, we've got 4 lights. If someone could turn on that light and turn on that light. And then actually we're going to be using the dots on the floor. If I could just have the chairs move behind the dots, that's all. And then start moving.
I guess we could probably manage that.
Okay, thank you very much.
I don't know.
Okay, perfect.
Probably that far.
Perfect. Yes, thank you for getting that back. Okay. Okay, so now okay, now if you're on the stage, I'm going to be showing the PowerPoint while we're dancing. So maybe if you could kind of slide to either the edges or, I'm sorry, they're shifting all over the place, but yeah. Okay, 6th grade teachers, where are you? This is specifically 6th grade. Some things like heredity, I don't see you doing that with 2nd grade. But they do environments, and they do what survives what environment, and kind of get into that stuff. You know what I mean? Okay, perfect. Okay. This one, though, to me is, I think, totally 6th grade. I don't think anybody else does it. You can let me know if you do. I don't know if you do. The wall, you're going to reflect off the wall, and you go in at an angle. We're going to talk about the angles in just a minute, and you go off on an angle. You will never stop walking. When you get to a wall, go in at an angle, off on an angle. You are reflecting off of the object. Now, everybody freeze where you are. Let's talk about the angles. You have the angle of incidence. That's the angle going in towards the object. Right now, I am going at the angle of incidence. I've made an angle right here. Do you see what I'm talking about? This other angle that I go off of must be the exact same angle as the one I came on. The angle we go off of is called the angle of reflection. Here we go, angle of reflection. Off you go. And sometimes I have the kids say it. Say, when you're getting to your object, say angle of incidence. Say it. When you go off of it, say angle of reflection. Angle of incidence and angle of reflection. Angle of incidence is towards the object. Angle of reflection is away from that object. Make sure the angle matches exactly. Okay? And there's one other thing that it can do, and it can transmit. So this time when you get to the wall, you're going to keep walking as if you can magically, like Harry Potter, go through the wall at the train station. You know what I'm saying? We're going to pretend like we're in that Harry Potter movie and we just walk right on through that brick wall. That's called transmit. The light goes through the object. All right, now, due to time, I'm going to keep on skipping around. So hard. I'm not even hitting half my PowerPoints. You've got angle of, this is better with the lights off, 186 miles per second, absorb, transmit, and reflect, angle of incidence versus angle of reflection. We talked about that. And then we get into objects. The objects that will let light through is called transparent. So when we do that, now I didn't bring it out today. I have a bag of stuff, and I'll hold up something. And if it's a transparent object, they have to do this movement. Run through that object. And then they can run through. That's transparent. If it's doing translucent, if the object is, the part of the light will go through, part will reflect off, okay? Then we do translucent. Translucent is just kind of the light is partly going, I know it's weird, but they don't care. They're trying to get through that object and kind of parts of it are going through. If, like your head hits your arm, you'll notice it will reflect off. But then you try to make your way through all the negative space of your body. If it hits, then it reflects off. Okay, translucent. And then we have opaque. Opaque, we're going to do a nice strong move that's translucent. And here's opaque, like a block of wood or a brick wall. And it stops the light. So just big, strong stopping shapes for opaque. Anytime they see an opaque object, they need to stop the light and don't let it go through. Okay? Okay. Now, I'm going to skip that. I have a whole game for that. You can read it in my lesson plan if you want to do reflected light. And then I have transparent there too. Okay, now we have the colors of the rainbow. Okay? Roy G. Bibb. So we have okay. The first, we're going to start at this end of the rainbow, and we have what? Red. And the next color of the rainbow is what? Orange. And let's see. You take the green one down, but you're going to take it. Stop. Good job. Put yours down about. Yep. And blue is going to go about right here. Thank you very much. Indigo is going to go about right here. And violet will go about right there. Now why? Why? They're different lengths. You've got different lengths. The red has the longest wavelength. The orange has a smaller, and the ultraviolet has a very, very short wavelength. When you get into these wavelengths also, well, let me do this first. I need you two. Perfect. Just come and make a tunnel like this. The rest of you are going to come over by me, and we have to, right now we are white light. In order to make the rainbow, we have to travel through a prism. A prism is a triangular shape. You guys are the prism. All the white light's going to come through the prism. And you can go to whatever wavelength you want to go to. But once you get there, you stay there until I say rotate, okay? So go to any color you want, and you're going to move up and down your wavelength. If you're on green, green is the boring one. All you get to do is walk. I'm sorry, you wanted to dance and you don't get to. If you're on red, you need to do very slow, long shapes. This is the long one, and it is slow. So you can judge long and slow, but not as long and slow as that one. Kind of medium, not, you know what I mean? You're getting shorter and shorter. And down, guess what? You did the best job of all. And the kids like Violet. They all go, I want Violet! Woo! Because they get to do this. And they're going frantic along that wavelength, okay? Okay, so, here we go. Not the light one. The light one takes me longer. No. I have so much stuff in light that it takes me a while. No, I cannot. Okay, start to move along your way, along your color of the rainbow. Yes. Yes. Short and fast. Yes. Oh, I love it. Okay. And I'm going to take you fast because of our time. Stop. At this point, everybody rotates up to the next color up this way. Red, go to violet. Go, red, go. Red, come all the way down to violet. And then you're going to practice that wavelength, that color, and go ahead and start. Go, 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 go. Okay, da-da-da-da, wavelengths. Yes. And stop. Okay, we're out of time. So you can take it through that, keep moving it through the rainbow. Also, this is visible light. The rainbow is visible light. We get into the non-visible stuff. So come down here with me real fast. I'll just do this real fast. Oh, that darn time. Clear off to the side. The furthest, now I just talk about these. If there's more, I hit the main ones. So, off to the side we have gamma rays. And they know it because when you're on that last purple, we have 1, 2, 3 purple dots before we get to the visible light. So we have 3 things off here that we can't see with the naked eye. And one of them is our gamma rays. I want you to go. Okay, if you have cancer, gamma rays try to shoot and kill the cancer. Okay, then you step up to the next one, make a big X, and then you're going to make X-ray exactly. Okay, then come up to the next one. The next one is, I want you just to stand there, your beautiful tan on your face, and that is ultraviolet rays. And then we're going to run across the visible light to get to the other spectrum. And notice the red lights with the red, you know. We're getting into infrared. You have, first of all, we're going to do this. You're just going to peek through your hands, and that's called night vision. And then we go a little bit further, and we have a microwave. And sound is very closely related to light because you've got those, you know, the wavelengths are all okay. Anyway, but you've got popcorn, so we're just going to go popcorn. Okay. And then the last one we're going to do is sound and picture. So you have to do sound and picture. And you pose for the picture. Oh yeah, they're good at that. And they like that posing for the picture thing. So anyway, come on over. Oh gosh, that gets into your extremes on the light you can't see beyond the rainbow spectrum. Okay. So now, if everyone will just gather, we're done. I'm going to stop, I know. So if you can cut it, or you can sit on the steps. Is that more comfy? Go sit on the steps. Oh my gosh. Go sit down. Yeah. Great. Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just turn this twice. You didn't get to see my awesome power one. I'm just joking, okay? And one other thing. That I I threw in your packet was just for fun. I like to throw in a little bit of holiday fun, and it's making Christmas cookies. I threw in a recipe for you. When I've done this before, the teachers are like, oh my gosh, is that a real recipe? I was like, no, it's completely made up. Don't go home and make this. It's not going to taste good. But you can have the kids make Christmas cookies. And soften 1 stick of butter. Start hard and stiff, and slowly it softens and starts to blend. Okay, pour in 1 cup of sugar. Gentle swirling and collapsing kinds of moves. Cream together the butter and the sugar. You're going to weave in and out through the negative space around all the people, so you're creaming and mixing that together. Okay, add 1/2 cup of molasses. I don't know, well, it depends on the cookie. Move with tension. Yeah, nice and slow and lots of tension. Anyway, it goes on, then you make your Christmas shapes, and then you arrange them on a nice platter, and all the kids are in their shapes. And then I say, oh, it looks so good. You guys better run from anybody. Then I'll run because they're going to get eaten. They don't want to get eaten. So, anyway. I don't. I just have them all made. Yeah, I just have them all made. So anyway, that's just for fun if you want to make Christmas cookies and have them dance that. Questions? I don't know. All the music. For the